March 31st marks the first Trans Day of visibility under the Trump regime. And despite the hostile government takeover that has happened, thousands of people have showed up to support trans people all across the country. Now, for example, the Chicago Tribune interviewed Christy Cox, who is a 58-year-old transgender woman. Here's what she said. I'm here to really show that queer elders do exist so that 8-year-old kid over there can see that you can grow up and be a 50-year-old trans person. Hell yes. Hell yes. This is a great example, by the way, that shows that if you nurture and support trans kids, they will become trans adults. That is kind of the whole point here. Protect trans kids so they can grow up to become adults. That's the agenda. Okay, that's the motive right there. It's what we're trying to do just to make sure that trans people can survive and perhaps even thrive. Now, Christy joined close to 1,000 people on Sunday in Chicago's Federal Plaza. She had a sign reading "Survive out of spite." I endorse that message. That's the kind of message that resonates with me, because if you have nothing else, survive anyway, because it pisses off the kinds of people that want to see you gone. And I would refuse to give those type of people that kind of satisfaction. Live on spite. Now, this protest was led by Trans Up Front Illinois in partnership with Indivisible Chicago. Okay. And speaking of Chicago, by the way, last week at an event at the Human Rights Campaign, the governor of Chicago, J.B. Pritzker, had said this during a speech.
Now, let me be clear. The Trump administration and his Republican lackeys in Congress are looking to reverse every single victory this community has won over the last 50 years. And right now, it's drag queens reading books and transgender people serving in the military. But tomorrow, it's your marriage license and your job they want to take. Bending to the whims of a bully will not end his cruelty. It will only embolden him. The response to authoritarianism isn't acquiescence. Bullies respond to one thing, and one thing only: a punch in the face. And in the midst of this existential fight, this battle that seems to consume everything, well, let's not take the soul-sucking path of sacrificing the most persecuted for that which we deem to be most popular. I know that there are transgender children right now looking out at this world and wondering if anyone is going to stand up for them and for their simple right to exist. Well, I am. We are. We will.
I love it. Okay. Look, he may be a billionaire. Okay. And I'm against the existence of billionaires. I don't think that anybody should be that wealthy. But I kind of overlook that for now, because he is showing that he is absolutely an ally. He is right. Okay. Yes. We're going to stand up for them. Yes, we're going to not take what he calls the soul-sucking path of sacrificing the most persecuted for that which we deem to be most popular. Trans rights are under attack, and yes, there are, polls that show that some of those positions are not popular. Well, as allies, we're not just supposed to take what's most popular and run on that. Our job is to make it more popular. Make it more acceptable. Make sure that people's rights are not based on the whims of what is popular. Rights are rights, and we should, on the left, be fighting for those rights. 100%. Okay? And so, yes, I will take J.B. Pritzker as a fellow ally, because we need all the allies we can get. Trans people need all the allies they can get, because Trump is coming for them. The right wing has been coming for them. Since Trump took office in January, he signed numerous executive orders going after trans people. A ban that prevents transgender athletes from participating in women and girls sports. Okay. There's an order that forced transgender women in federal prisons to be housed with men. There's also a restriction on the ability of transgender, non-binary, and intersex people to change their gender markers on passports or to serve in the military. They're coming after trans people because they don't want them to exist. Look, this is not, by the way, going back to the popular, discussion here. It's not what people voted for. Trans issues ranked so low on people's minds during this election. Okay, but Republicans spent millions of dollars pushing it anyway. So there is, yes, they managed to weaponize trans people's identity. People who make up less than 1% of the population, the Republicans managed to turn that into a major election issue, even though really this election was more of a referendum on the economy. Okay. But they're using that as a way to say, well, yes, that's why we won. And so now we're going to get rid of trans people. It's disgusting. But thankfully, trans people are not disappearing. Okay. And Trans Day of Visibility is a great reminder of that. The protest didn't just happen in Chicago. There's ones scheduled for Pennsylvania, New York, California, Oregon, Utah, Washington, D.C., Texas, many other places. And many other, places have events planned for Monday. And so I think it's really, really important to lift up LGBTQ plus voices, because right now they are under attack by a hostile government. And we should all be aware of the poem by now and be willing to stand up for others, because if we fail, there will be no one left to stand up for us. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.